Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is the Ummah Stands podcast number 36 or 37. Subhanallah, who knows nowadays. Hoping everyone is having a good Ramadan and having the fast are going well. Brother Shamuel is with us today. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Shamuel. How was your Roza today?
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. How was your Roza today, Brother Faraz?
Alhamdulillah, good. The days are going quite quick. The month is going to go very fast, inshallah, it seems like it.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is the sign of Qiyamah is that there's no barakat left in time anymore.
Subhanallah. So on that point, the topic for today's podcast is really Adam alayhi salam, and subhanallah, as we're edging closer to Qiyamah, we should always reflect on the creation of mankind and the story of our father Adam, the father of humanity, especially in this moment of worldwide human crisis that we are facing. And that's why we decided to talk about Adam alayhi salam today. And we're just going to focus, there's a lot of aspects to talk about it, because the story of Hazrat Adam is repeated in many ayats of Quran, in many parts of Quran, and Allah Azza wa Jalla is trying to teach us a lesson, from the story, to try and give us a message from the story so we can learn from it and not fall into the same mistakes and take heed from the story of the life of Adam alayhi salam. So we're just going to focus our podcast, inshallah, and keep it short on three points. Point number one, the creation, the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jalla in creating and honoring the human being. And point number two, the sin that Adam alayhi salam committed and got forgiveness from. And point number three, the mercy and the blessings that Allah gave Adam when he sent him to earth and then made the entire earth for him disposable for him to cultivate and grow his race, even though he made a sin. So subhanallah, Brother Shamuel, we'll focus on these 3 points because the story of Adam alayhi salam is vast, and it's a story of tafsir, and people will say we're not qualified, but this is a conversation. So subhanallah, as Muslims, we are encouraged to discuss the lives of the prophets. They are our role models, they are our heroes, they are what we should aspire to be, subhanallah, and anybody would want to know about the life of Adam alayhi salam, as he is our father, and of course of all the religions worldwide, Adam alayhi salam is there, subhanallah.
Allahu Akbar. Very, very excellent topic and point that you have raised once again, Brother Faraz. I think that, as you have said, there's many topics that we can cover from the life of Adam alayhi salam, and many lessons that we can take heed from his mistakes to, like you said, the blessings of being sent to earth, yet still given domain over the entire creatures on this earth, so that we can cultivate it and use it to our own benefit. And this goal remained the same, whether you was in Jannah or whether you was on earth. Purpose of his creation was to worship Allah alone. And still true up until today, that purpose of creation hasn't changed.
Remains the same.
Correct.
You see, in the Allah Azza wa Jal, when according to Islamic belief, when He created Adam, when Allah created Adam alayhi salam, Allah commanded the angels to make sujood to Adam alayhi salam, and this alone, this act of asking the angels, creation that continuously glorify Allah Azza wa Jal, they have such a supreme status. Allah told them to make sujood to this human being, and subhanallah, they all are submitted and they made sujood, and this shows the honor that Allah Azza wa Jal gave the human being, that Allah created this human being. And you see, the angels, they are only allowed, Allah has created them in a nature that they can only do good. And then Allah created Iblis that has a nature of doing evil and good, and Allah created the human being which also has a nature of doing evil and good. But look at this, Allah Azza wa Jal ordered this creation that can only do good to make sujood to us, to show that we are, subhanallah, because we can do good or bad, we can choose, we are, an honored creation. So subhanallah, Brother Shamil, this is something magnificent for humanity, that to know that we are something special as a creation. We are different from the animals. Like you say, we were created for worship. Allah has given us this cognitive ability to recognize Him because He has given us spirit, a soul. Subhanallah.
Allahu Akbar. Yes, this is very true, Brother Faraz. And as you said, is that we are a superior creation to the angels for the fact that they don't have free will, therefore they have only the capacity to do good. And therefore us being created with the good and evil inside us and being given the free choice to choose between good and evil, when we do good, it ultimately is an ibadat greater than that of the angels who are constantly in ibadat.
Subhanallah. 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 Um, Going on to the second point, right, which was the sin and the forgiveness. So, of course, the story goes that Iblis refused to make sujood to the human being. He felt arrogant, pride, superior to the human being, despite all of his knowledge, despite all of his previous ibadah. Iblis had some pride in his heart and he refused to make sujood. So, Allah Azza wa Jal banished Iblis, and then Allah Azza wa Jal left Adam alayhi salam in Jannah. He created Hawa from him, the companion, subhanallah, and they were commanded to stay in Jannah. And then, subhanallah, they ate from the tree after Iblis made waswas for them and encouraged them to sin. Then they were removed from Jannah and sent to earth. But in the Quran, Allah Azza wa Jal makes it quite clear that, subhanallah, Adam alayhi salam repented and Allah forgave him. And this is the lesson that we want to take from this part of the story, that no matter how strong the influence of Iblis can be, Allah Azza wa Jal's mercy and, forgiveness and rahmah is always there, no matter the magnitude of this. And I mean, look at this. Adam alayhi salam had the entirety of Jannah, but his human weakness made him, fall for that one prohibited part. And subhanallah, this is a lesson for us that we will always, have a mistake, have a fault within us. But we must never lose hope in the mercy of Allah. This is what I believe from this part of the story. Brother Shamil, from your perspective, this part of the story, the battle between us and Iblis, this is an eternal battle that continues. Many people lose hope. From your side, what can you tell us? It gives us a lot of hope that never ever to lose hope in the mercy of Allah. Never despair.
That raised once again another excellent topic. The hope in the mercy of Allah. Ultimately, Iblis will not win until we have lost hope in the mercy of Allah.
Subhanallah.
Because that ultimately is his ultimate goal, is for him to get us to lose hope in the mercy of Allah. Because he knows that Allah's mercy is way more powerful than his influence, way more powerful than any sort of sin that he could lead us to. Therefore, he knows that if he takes away our hope in the mercy of Allah, it will lead us to not repent and therefore ultimately let him have the upper hand.
Subhanallah.
Because Shaitan works in such a way that prior to the sin, he will whisper into your ear that it's not so bad and that Allah Ta'ala will forgive you. Which is the sin. Once you have committed the sin is when Shaitan's influence is even greater on you for him to get you to lose hope in the mercy of Allah.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah. So this is the thing, we should never ever lose hope. This is, wallahi, from the beginning of time, Allah has shown us His mercy and continues to show us every single day with every breath that we take. Subhanallah. Okay, the third point that we'll focus before we wrap up is that after Adam alayhi salam sinned and was banished from Jannah, Allah Azza wa Jal sent him on earth for a reason. Allah Azza wa Jal had created this entire scenario. Of course, people say, why? But Allah created this to show humanity that we have a will, the ability to do good and evil and to turn to Allah Azza wa Jal, So this will be our struggle eternally. No matter the era, no matter the time, this is how it's always been and will always be. We are commanded to worship Allah always. So Allah Azza wa Jal, out of His mercy, forgives Adam and then sends him to earth. And now He doesn't send him to a planet like Mars or Venus that's too hot or too cold, or Jupiter or Saturn that is full of gas. No, He sends him to earth, and all of the earth has been made perfect for humankind to prosper. There's food, the atmosphere, the water, the mountains, the animals, everything, Allah Azza wa Jal, the tools, the knowledge, even the modern science that we have, everything comes from the earth that Allah Azza wa Jal has given to mankind for us to use and cultivate, and use everything for the benefit of humanity and for the benefit of worshipping Allah Azza wa Jal. Again, the mercy of Allah. Adam alayhi salam committed a sin. He asked for forgiveness and Allah gave him the entire earth. Subhanallah. Allah tells us in the Quran, ask for my forgiveness and He'll give us the entire Jannah. Brother Shamil, subhanallah, our Lord is really Allahu Akbar.
Allah. Definitely. But this goes to show you the mercy of Allah. This just once again goes to highlight on the previous point, is to not lose hope in the mercy of Allah. Is that with repentance, yes, there will be strife, but ultimately the mercy of Allah will come. And because the fountain of forgiveness is ever rich.
Subhanallah.
Never ever forget is that until the sun rises in the west, the doors of forgiveness will remain open. And we must remain steadfast on this. And like you said, use what is in the earth for the benefit of humankind and for the benefit of the worship of Allah. Unfortunately, this is not so. We use it to our own benefit, to the benefit of our own dunya.
For greed.
Greed, precisely.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah. Brother Shamil, your last thoughts on the story of Adam alayhi salam, our father, my father, your father, subhanallah, the father of humanity. And, you know, people should just, if we just look, there's so many aspects. We've just covered 3, and it's such a beautiful story. It gives you so much hope to live every day, you know.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, I think just my last message would still be to remember to not lose hope in the mercy of Allah. That is my last message.
Subhanallah. Brothers and sisters that are listening out there, may Allah Azza wa Jal grant us all barakah in our endeavors, and inshallah, I mean, may we meet Adam alayhi salam in Jannah one day and spend time with him and find out about his experience here on earth, subhanallah. May Allah Azza wa Jal grant us that opportunity, and inshallah, continue making dua, ibadat, and we'll talk tomorrow. Jazakallah, Brother Shumil. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam.